Good morning and welcome to the Elevate Renatus team call. Today is Takeoff Tuesday. It's February 16th. My name is Keely. I'm your host today and I'm excited to be here with you. Our quote of the day today is "Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." Winston Churchill. Our dates for our national conference are March 18th through the 20th. We've got 3 full days of online training. Our theme this year is shifting higher into focused transformation. Get your tickets, they are available, and we'll see you there. Leaders Retreat dates, August 20th through the 24th. We're going to Cabo, San Lucas, Mexico. Very excited to see you all there at Leadership Retreat. Mondays at 4 p.m. we have our Renatus Founders Live with Bob Snyder. That's our opportunity once a week to connect with Bob Snyder and hear any updates that might be happening. We also get to see some recognition. We get a story of the week and a training. So do make sure you're tuning in every Monday at 4 p.m. to the Founders Live. That is through Facebook. Monday nights at 7 p.m. we have our national study groups. There is a Helios app that you can now download from your phone. And when you do so, be sure to give it 5 stars. Know how to locate your access code. You can give that access code to your guests. Your guests can download the app as well, enter in your access code, and that actually gives you protection over that person as a marketer. And there's some great features in the app, so do download that and explore it. Every week on Thursday at 6 p.m. we have our Private Capital Masterclass. That is where we talk all things about private capital, so bring your questions, watch the classes, of course, and then start to have some conversations around building private capital. And then this is just a safe place where you can come and have a discussion about maybe what you might need help with, or you can provide some advice for somebody else. So really, really powerful call on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Then we have our dream call after this call. So that's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:45, where we talk about real estate investing. Then we've got our daily team call that we're on right now, Monday through Friday, 8 to 9. And then last but not least, the Zoom Up call with Scott Rowe and Michael Huggins, where we do a different interview each day of the week, where we're learning all different kinds of amazing stories from students from across the nation. So make sure you're tuning into the Zoom Up call, get your guests there. And those are all recorded. So if your guest isn't able to make it to the live call at noon, they can catch the recordings on our YouTube channel. Just search on YouTube, Elevate Renatus Zoom Up, and you'll see the whole playlist pop up there. The calls are only about 15 minutes long, really powerful exposure. OES talks about the optional event subscription. You can sign up for the OES on the site, and also there's a short video that again just explains what that is and why it's important to be a part of. And then we have our Profits Intro by Bob Tierney every Tuesday if you're looking to get your guests introduced to the Profits education. Every week we have a virtual house tour where we do a tour of someone's deal, someone in the nation who's working on a property. And so last week we toured Lily Puerta's property. Purchase price $289, rehab $38, holding costs $9, and the ARV is $390. She's got a couple of options, and that's what I love about these tours is you're exposing your guests to what it is that we're up to and just the vast information that we have with Renatus and all the different options, exit strategies, different acquisition strategies. So it's really, really cool to have your guests come to these tours and to see just what we're up to with real estate. So congratulations, Lily. I'm excited to see what she ends up doing with this one. Looks like she can get a really nice profit or get some really great cash flow. So every Wednesday at 7 p.m., that is our house tour. We do it in English on Wednesdays. And then on Thursdays, we have all kinds of events to choose from. One of them is the house tour again, but it's offered in Spanish. And then we also have our Pillars of Wealth intro presentation. We've got a follow-up and funding webinar. We've got an onboarding session. There is a Velocity Banking study group, as well as multifamily wholesaling and short-term rental study groups. So that's every Thursday. All of those are at 7 p.m. So you get to pick and choose what you want to go to. We do record these calls. We're on Facebook Live. Our Facebook page is Renatus Team Elevate. You definitely want to be a part of that page to catch the recordings, to network with other students. You can always ask questions there and just engage with people. So do tune into the Renatus Team Elevate page. And then our YouTube channel, I mentioned, has all of the Zoom Up calls as well as all of these morning calls. So make sure to, my cat is stuck in the window right now. Sorry. Okay, so be sure to tune into our YouTube channel. And today we've got a phenomenal trainer, Bill Predebon. But before we bring out Bill, let's do our money matrix exercise. So every day we are taking some time to go through the money matrix video and then There's an exercise at the end of each video, so we're actually going to take some time to do that together. So tune in and let's get going with this. Sorry, lost my screen there. All the way at the bottom. There we are.
This woman came from a dirt poor background and became one of the most beloved singers of all time. Would you have made the same choice as she did? Dolly Parton is one of the all-time biggest stars of country music and one of the best-selling recording
Thing you use? Like, do you just play music in the background and it goes into your microphone, or do you have like Spotify on your computer and play that, or what?
It's Apple Music on my computer.
Oh, got
So
it.
Spotify would work too.
And then you just, when you're sharing your screen, you share the music?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, it's gotten a little bit more tricky now with the new additions, but I'm getting it.
Yeah. I know. Putting the like two shares at once, you mean?
Just moving from screen to screen and making sure everything is as smooth as possible.
Yeah. No, you're awesome. It's great that you just everything you're doing for the team and for the Renatus Nation and the Elevate team is just awesome. So everybody appreciates it very much. And we get to see your lovely face every morning. So thank you so much for the great introduction, as always. Yep. Well, welcome everybody. Good morning. Kick this baby off. All right. So I'm open to listening to
Let's
someone
take
who,
them so we can put them in the washing, in the dryer.
we all do that from time to time. That's the beauty of the Zoom, right? Who wants to come out first and share a little bit about their Dolly Parton experience and what their inner voice is telling them? Does anybody have an inner voice that they know of that is telling them right from wrong and steering them past the obstacles of life tearing us down? How about someone who hasn't shared in a little while? I don't mind. If you have shared, it's fine too. Come on out. Does anybody want to share what they wrote down? Does anybody have, you can just read it and I can elaborate you know me, I can pretty much talk about any topic on the planet. So
I could start.
Thomas, my good friend Godfrey, how are you, brother, out there in Tennessee?
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We travel from Tennessee every year out here to learn as much as we can and take it back to Tennessee. We came out this year hoping to actually do something. Back in Tennessee, it's difficult because, like I've said before, there's nothing but beer drinkers and truck drivers. So we come out here, and Sammy was working delivering flowers in the car that we brought out here. I left my truck at home because of the gas mileage thing, and she had an accident, totaled the car. So right now, I mean, you talk about frustrating. Right now, there's a question about the insurance. The lady was supposedly hurt that hit her, and it just, we're just sitting here waiting. Like, they want me to move the car from the collision place, and that's costing $100 a day. And I can't get out there to do anything because I don't have a vehicle. I had to run a vehicle last week to work with Brandon, and I mean that was $200 for the week. I just can't afford that for a vehicle. So we gotta, we're at dire straits here. It's frustrating because I can't do anything about it right now until I can get a vehicle and I can get out there and start doing things. So that's that's about where we stand. Along with COVID, it just, it just adds to the frustration.
Tom, are you in Tennessee yourself now?
No, we're in the Mesa. We come out every year in December, November, December.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So when you you're saying the accident happened in Tennessee, so your total car is
the accident happened here.
okay.
Accident happened here in Mesa.
And where are you trying to get to with a car?
Well, the insurance company wants me to move it because they decided not to pay for the storage. Okay, and I can't put it in front of our house in this, gated community and stuff like that. So it would cost me $100 a day anywhere around Phoenix to store this thing until the insurance company makes up their mind what they're going to do. So.
All right, Tom. Hey. Tom, you have my number, right?
You could I've got it in my phone. Yes.
Oh,
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tom, send me a text, Tom, and then I'll give you a call today. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
What were you going to say, Gilda?
Yeah, I was, I had this experience. One of my cars, actually, when my son was driving, somebody hit him, and I had this dilemma. So what you could do, actually, what I was gonna do, although it didn't ended up with this because they took, the insurance, ticket to, they totaled it, and what you could do is ask around for like a repair shop. And then you can see, ask him if it's okay for you to tow it from where the tow lot is, then transfer it over there, and hopefully, you could, you don't have to pay. Because I know with my, with that guy that I was talking to, I would probably talk with, like the owner that was who I was dealing with, and I had relationship with, with the guy from previous one of my cars, when I just bought it for my son. He got hit and he was recommended by the dealer, and he fixed it. So
okay, Gilda, we got to stay on track here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I appreciate your help. I mean, we got to.
Sure.
Okay, so let's do it this way, Gilda, if you want, or anybody else for that matter. This is an exact perfect scenario, Thomas, of life kicking us in the ass. I don't care if you're 74 or 4, it's going to happen. So the exercise so far today was to find your inner voice to help you overcome and steer you in the right direction and look out for you and what in your career is going to be. Does anybody have something written down where they feel that inner voice could help Tom and his family overcome this right now? Not necessarily financially, but possibly mentally.
This is Dina Walker.
Dina Walker, welcome.
Thank you. I have 5 different points. Now, I'm in similar situation as Thomas, but I've decided to use a different method for how to work with it. Pretty much I'm sequestered now, and I have no vehicle to get around anywhere. People bring me things, etc. Both of my cars got totaled, so I understand about that, not having any money and trying to figure out how to make life work. Anyway, so what I wrote was, rise up and stay focused on your goal. Be defiant, using positive means to achieve the milestones you need to reach. Be a compassionate servant. If you help enough other people reach their goals, your goals will take care of themselves. Know and keep your boundaries so you can remain in a learning and growing mindset. Boundaries will protect you. And finally, love yourself. Keep yourself first in your hierarchy of who is important to you.
Okay, I believe all of those are very good, Dina. Thank you for sharing. Let me ask you this. Inside of all of that, is there an inner voice that you recognize? What does it tell you with all of those things?
No matter how many times you get knocked down, get up again and keep moving forward. Find some way of making whatever, well, some people say, make lemonade out of lemons kind of thing, but
Sure.
For me, it's always one of those, I get knocked sideways rather regularly and it's not fun, but
Okay,
I have to keep getting up. If I don't get up, if I quit, then it turns into a downward spiral and I can't afford to do that. There are too many people counting on me to take care of things for them because they can't take care of things themselves.
So this is, I feel it, and I love it. And I appreciate you sharing with us this information, both of you. So let me, before we go to the next person, I want to kind of, there's something I think that is important, a message here. I would say that this is very common, folks, across the country. All right. And I would also say that this is very common for people in Renatus that get started from all different walks of life. And you said something, Dean, and stay the course. You said get back up. And here's some of the things that happens. Now, watch where I'm going with this. One of the things that happens is it is hard to stay focused, and we immediately, in a financial situation, in any type of immediate situation, we have to handle the immediate needs. And typically, as we start to move forward through that, as we get knocked down or knocked sideways, we're looking for any sort of relief. And sometimes, and when I say we, I mean people we're going to be prospecting to, okay? Not just ourselves. We are willing to jump ship and go to anything that seems to be the easiest, fastest, most least resistant path possible to solve the problem. And for that, it costs us time, money, energy, and everything. And we don't realize it because we've let go of the one thing we're focused on. So in this moment, in this story with Thomas and Dina, my takeaway is that Renatus, especially now with the compensation plan, forget the frickin' real estate. When people need money, they need a business. Businesses automatically give them a write-off from whatever W-2 they're doing, whether it's part-time, full-time, or whatever, okay? The business of Renatus is almost free. It's $197. When people now have a story, okay, Thomas and Dina, among everybody else, you may have not done anything with Renatus. It doesn't matter. You have the ability. And when I say you, I mean everybody. And I mean the people that you're talking to that are coming from a broke position, not that you two are. I'm talking about the people we talk to on a regular basis. And they're interested in real estate. Why? Because real estate seems to be, the myth is, it's the easiest way to make great money with no money and no credit and being broke, because you hear all the rags to riches stories. For all the rags and riches stories that you hear, you don't hear the 100 million of them or the 100,000 of them or the 10,000 of them that don't work, where people are chasing real estate and not doing anything, okay? Because they don't have the education. They didn't get lucky and get a tax deed done or whatever it is. Okay, education costs money, and some people just can't afford the money. They just can't get it. They don't have the resources to get started. So what Renatus offers, in your story, Thomas and Dina too, is most people are in this position. They might not be in the position that they have a broken down car, they can't get anywhere, but they're in a position where something is broken financially. And when that happens, I don't care if they're living at a place where they have a job, but their family is going to school and they have kids, they're still at a level of income and a level of financial distress to where it seems as dire as Thomas's story just was. In that moment, if you share your story, or if you're not in this position and you heard Thomas's story or Dina's story, and you share that story, Renatus offers the opportunity for $197 to share the same story to somebody. And if somebody listens and gets started, you get paid $3,500, whether you're 0 star or not, right? It's that type of money for somebody. Most people in a $3 billion a year business, in a high demand business such as real estate investing education, most people want it. And getting the word out through social media platforms, through roadside signs, whatever it takes, no matter if you've ever done a real estate deal, the problem is in our inner self. The problem is our inner voice is telling us we can't. Our inner or our outer voice is doing that, and our inner voice hasn't spoken up yet because we haven't allowed it to. The problem is that we don't believe. We don't have the core belief enough that we can tell somebody, and we might actually talk to one person who does have the money, not the beer drinkers and the truck drivers, but the one person like you, Thomas, who has a desire inside of them. I mean, you fought in the Vietnam War. You have a desire inside of you, Tom. I've gotten the pleasure of knowing you, and you're an amazing individual, you and your wife. And so you share this story, and somebody will listen. But you have to share this story over and over and over again, folks. The inner voice is the fact is that 99% of America, or 95% of 65-year-olds, are in the same position. And it is not a good position. They are dependent on somebody else. They are not independently wealthy. They are not 1% wealthy. They are dependent on friends, on family, and on government as a fact. And the other people that aren't 65 are like the rest of us who don't want to be that way. Like I talked to my plumber, and my plumber is 45 and he's tired. Yet he struggles and he has, you guys, he's a gun fanatic. I'm not even going to go down this rabbit hole. My point is everybody needs this information, but the opportunity here is not the real estate. The real estate comes when you truly listen to entrepreneurs in real estate, and you listen to Robert Kiyosaki, one of the pioneers of this, right? When you listen to this information and this message, it is not about becoming a real estate investor at a broke ass level. It is about creating a business. It's about creating income that has more money at the end of the month than you need. So Renatus offers strategies that pay down debt, reduce debt, eliminate debt, increase money from your W-2 through taxes and legal strategies and things like this. You get started in foundations. I don't care if the person has to pay $400 a month to get the essentials. But in the meantime, they have a business, which is the number one pillar I start out with on every single time I talk to somebody, is business. Why? Because we can offer it for $197. If you ask any economist and any major entrepreneur in a political world, they talk about the number one thing you can do for yourself and the economy is start a business. We offer the best business on the planet for $197 for an entire year, where you could come out of the gate and make $3,500. So all of the people that we come across need this information. And then once you have something where you have a little bit of extra money, the problem is most people that come into extra money, when they work overtime, they get a second job, they win a little bit of a lottery, they get their tax return, something happens, they sell a car, what do they do with the money? They don't know what to do with it. Investing is the farthest thing. They satisfy an immediate need, whether it's a want, desire, or need, or they feel like they deserve a vacation, or they give their kids something their kids deserve. That's great. It's immediate. They feel good, all that stuff. That's the American way. That's the consumer way. It's not their fault. It's not wrong. It's just what we're taught. It's our media and our advertisement getting us to do those things. Kiyosaki says, no, you feed your education, and you feed your education. Once you have extra money, or you learn to use other people's resources, then you can take other people's resources or your own resources or your own money and do what with it? Then you put it into the number one possible way of becoming wealthy, creating passive income, and creating substantial financial stability is through real estate. After you get the money, but first you get the money. First you solve your problem. And Renata solves the problem. And we skip all that, you guys. Most of us skip it. We go right to real estate. We go right to selling real estate. We go and we skip it because we're embarrassed. Whatever we feel, our inner voice isn't being spoken. We're not listening to our inner voice. You guys, every single one of us talks about helping other people, keeping the good. The more you help other people with goals, the more you help. That's great. You can deliver the real estate message all day long till the cows are blue. But the real estate message is not the message. You cannot buy passive income with no money and no resources and no credit. You cannot, you won't, it's not sustainable. Eventually, sometime you will need money and credit or you will lose your passive income, even if you took it over subject to. And most of the time, you're not getting it for free. When we talk about free houses, that's not a true thing. There's fix up, there's all of those things. There's money involved from somewhere, some way. And then there's credit, and then there's resources, and then there's vacancies, and then there's establishing utilities with deposits and all of those things. Trust me, I've done it 100 times. So my point is the business. All right, I'm getting off track.
Hey, Bill.
Who wants to come out, Jared?
Hey, Bill, can I share something?
Absolutely, please.
I'm completely inspired by, everyone, and we're going a lot of places because the first exercise was really helping me see about integrity. So it's like what I've been learning, like Mike Word brought me into Renata's maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I was just sitting on the sideline, and it's mind frame. A close friend of mine, he passed away, but he always had a saying that really hits me. He says, if you put a potato in boiling water, it turns soft. And if you put an egg in boiling water, it turns hard. So it's not always your circumstances, it's what you're made of. And so oftentimes, if you don't have the right frame of mind, you don't get to see what you're made of. Renata's just teaching me about mind state. This exercise that we did, the first thing it brought up to me was integrity. When you're brought up, she didn't sell her music. I was in the music business for 20, 25 years and entertainment. And every time we're doing something filming, your integrity is what comes up. And so Renata's, to me, has totally helped me regain like my morals, my values, my integrity. Because in Mark Kohler's class, the first thing he says is true wealth fosters financial responsibility, spiritual growth, and personal well-being. So all of those values have to do with your mind state and what you're going through. So sometimes your circumstances are going to present very challenging times, like mine have. But if your mind state is on, like you said, the opportunities that are being created, like the opportunities, not just real estate, because I got, that starry eye syndrome, like, oh, I'm going to do a flip and I'll just change my circumstances in one night. And what I'm learning is that the marathon takes patience, takes time, but that mind frame that you keep about the opportunity, creating your own business, how you reach out to people, how you begin to network, that will create the revenue, that will start to create the income that you need to get to where you're going. At least that's what I'm learning with the exercise yesterday and the first day. One of the things I learned about the exercise is that the first thing from manifestation, from the ethers, when you have an idea and a thought, is to write it down. That's the first physical form of bringing your thoughts. So writing it down and down into the details, oh man, that was the best exercise. Like I'm starting to see it and I can feel the change inside of me. I'm starting to see the car I want to drive and the money I want in my bank account and I can feel it and it gives me that exciting feeling. And we're always, the attitude of gratitude, we're always magnetizing or drawing in, or we're trying to keep something away. So I was just really inspired to share, and I wanted to share that this morning.
So Jared, this is great. I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate everybody sharing. And so Jared, and what my job is to bring it to fruition where we can act on this, right? So one of the things, there's a couple of things here. Number one is, folks, we sell sexy when we talk about buy and hold and cash flow and mailbox money and fix and flip and making $100 grand on a property. Why? Because it's easy. It's easy. We get good response. We get a feel good back from our prospect. When we talk about mindset and becoming an entrepreneur and lifetime, when Dane Clark has conversations with people and really truly sits down with them and says, where do you want to see yourself in a year? Like, when's the last time you asked one of your prospects that, folks? Right? And maybe you have. I'm just saying, I look at myself and my board and I wonder why I don't close. You want to know why sometimes I fail to close somebody? It's because I don't care enough. I don't get deep enough with them, right? It's because I want to sell them quickly on fix and flip and what they're telling me they want, which is all true, but it's not real. It's not the inner self. And so what you're saying here, Jared, I want people to understand is we have a platform that we never sell. The reason we Renatus is different is because Bob made a choice a while ago to make it different. Everyone, like Fortune Builders, like all the other companies in the country, they are very successful and they sell a shit ton, they sell a lot of education, and they sell it off the chain because they sell on fix and flip, buy and hold, get rich quick, all these things. They're not scamming anybody. They're just selling on emotion. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not illegal, it's entrepreneurial. However, Bob chose that's not the way he's going to go. So he sets up the mindset. One of the things that we don't sell on, you guys, is our practicing instructors. Jared just talked about Mark Kohler and his integrity and talking about those types of things. But, we sell Mark Kohler and how smart he is, but each and every one of our instructors gets down to a mindset first. They went through all of these, but we don't spend much time talking about that, you guys. We don't even send out their videos on what their education is going to be about, what their curriculum is about. We don't use those videos ever in the back office and send them out and talk to people about that. We don't talk about the integrity behind Bob Snyder and why he set up our entire events are so set on mindset training, reading different books, all of these different things, where when you join other companies, that's not the case, because that doesn't sell. That's not sexy. It's not something, nobody wants to get rich slowly. Everybody wants to get rich quickly. Nobody wants to talk about marathons. They're too busy in life. They need it now. So we fail to close people on the true binding, real virtual core things about Renatus. And when you talked about, Jared, writing things down, folks, the reason we don't write things down, most likely, is because we don't believe in them. We think of a thought, we think of an idea, we think of something we should do, say, or make, or feel, or be, or what we want, and we don't write it down. Why? Because we don't believe it's true. If we write it down, it becomes too true. So start writing it down. Have a bigger core belief. Focus on the core beliefs of Renatus. We talk about it all the time, and Michael asks people to go through it. And some of us can recite it, and some of us can't, but we truly don't ever look and write down what those core beliefs mean. But those core beliefs are built into some people. We used to train on them back in the old days in the old company. And we would train on Thursday nights on ICM training on the 4 core beliefs almost every month, because those 4 core beliefs were the greatest thing that drove somebody to understand how to sell this education. And Jared just talked about one of them. That's great. Excellent. Okay, I think, okay, Nina, I missed Nina's. Okay, mindset is important, but when you're living inside of that loss, it's so much more than just looking forward to what you want to accomplish. You have to find where you started. Great point. Okay. All right.
Can I say something to that?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Jared, and then who is next?
Central.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to take up more time, but I was looking at what Nina wrote too, and I do agree. But that's part of the test, is that when you are going through those hard times, divorce, hardships, losing children, loss of job, loss of, that's the hardest thing, is to keep the mindset that's going to attract things, and even to find that place to start. So I'm not trying to downplay anybody's hardships or their times of what they're going through. I totally agree. But I've sat on the sidelines for, almost 3.5 years, watching other people keep the same mindset and stay focused on their goals. And now 3 years of hardship, watching Mike get 3-4 rentals under his belt, changing his circumstances for his family, doing things. I would say I've watched people around Renatus start coming up because of their mindset. So not to downplay anybody's circumstances, because it's definitely difficult times with the pandemic, with what's going on. It's very, very difficult. But if you surround yourself with this community, I promise you, everyone here is really uplifting and trying to, so for sure.
So this is an exact another testimony that we never get out. It's not, Jared didn't make $100,000 on his first deal yet, but check it out. Jared, because of the Renatus education, and because of our systems and because of our community, it didn't fly out of town, and it's here. So 3-4 years later, Jared can pick up right back up. Jared, nothing you did is wrong. Nothing you did is right. Nothing you did is, it's not who you are, hasn't defined you. That's just is. It is what it is, and it's totally fine. So it's so cool. And you, boom, jump back in. Now you're inspired. It's all good. Life circumstances, whatever. So everybody, you can sell this to people. You can sell this opportunity to people and say, listen, you can get started today and something might happen tomorrow, but we're not going anywhere. We're here for you. Let me tell you Jared's story. Jared's story is as powerful as Nate Lambert doing 100 deals. If you sell it to the right, if you share that with the right person at the right time. And so, all right, Sindrell, go ahead.
Good morning. This is really inspiring. So the question was the voice inside.
Yep.
And I'm finding that going through this process, my mind is going from a consumer mindset to an investor mindset. I've done a lot of spiritual work, so I know about the vibration. You want to think on a higher level of a vibration. So when life is knocking me down and circumstances are coming, I have to remember this too shall pass, not defined by the circumstances. And so great leaders ask great questions. So I coach myself. I'm like, what is the problem? If you knew the answer to the problem, what would it be? Well, I said, I don't know the answer. Well, if you did know the answer, what would the answer be? So sometimes you have to press yourself to the answer, but oftentimes we don't, because the circumstance itself is hurting us emotionally. The circumstance is defining us emotionally. And so what we have to do by asking those great questions is really parent ourselves, treat ourselves as if we are the child and encourage ourselves to go higher. We do have the answers. So write down the problem, write down all the questions, and then sit still and listen to the voice. The answers do come. They don't always come easy or instantaneous or fast, but one step at a time. It'll get you through today and it will get you through tomorrow. And hold the vision. We have to hold the vision and believe we are worthy to receive. Life will tell you that you're not worthy, that everybody else is going to get the reward but you. But the ones who we see getting the rewards, they paid their dues too. So we just have to be willing to go ahead and pay our dues, let the circumstances pass, ask the hard questions, and apply things step by step as we are able to, not compare to anybody else. Just be better today than we were yesterday. That's all we have to work on. I'm working on ourselves.
So I like your inner voice, absolutely. I love that you agree that you recognize being able to ask yourself questions, along with accepting the circumstances and things like that. We are not circumstantial creators, however, we need to create as well. So when we ask those questions, we learn from them every day. And then when we learn, we want to progress, right? So we want to not only write down the questions, the hard questions and the answer, but then Michael talks about this all the time, right? An action step, or Nate talks about it, an action step afterwards. So you can help yourself overcome these circumstances. So with this, you guys, in the last couple of minutes here, I know there's other people I want to share. Let's take this to let's not just be inspired today, but let's inspire others with what's transformed today. Right? You would never think these money matrix things would make us have such a long conversation. So it's pretty cool. And I'm glad Michael thought of this, but everybody I'm sure has some prospects going on right now. At the very least, I'd say the majority of you have somebody in the 10-day challenge. With regards to the 10-day challenge, Nate and Richard Stock and Michael put a lot of time and energy in this. And one of the things that was common that I've noticed that they've said is what? It's to engage. It's to engage in the comments. It's to engage in the videos. It's to engage with your consumers, your prospects. And so you take these types of things, write them down, and don't be afraid to, think of something that may inspire them. It may be a question that you might text them or something like that. But this engagement is moving them through the system. If you feel the necessity to send them a video, there's no distraction. There's no right, wrong, or way to get them through this system that they're going to be going through. But the more you engage with them, the more you develop rapport with them, the more chances of them going to Thursday night in a week from now and getting started with us when they see the opportunity. So that engagement is key. That have a system. Think about what you're going to talk to your people, and don't rely on the system to sell them and to change their lives. You're there to change their life. You invited them. The system is just the message, And then you want to be the person that creates that intrigue and moves them forward. They want to hear from you what is next. All right, I hope that makes sense. Michael Huggins, you want to add anything before we jump off?
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Yeah, welcome.
And thanks
Glad you
everyone
came
else
out.
for sharing. It's been a great call. I just wanted to remind everyone how important it is, like Bill said, on the engagement of this activity inside the 10-day challenge. When your people are doing their videos, be sure to watch their video and comment in there. And okay, I just saw in the chat, like Nicholas has 14 people in the challenge. So he's going to go watch 14 videos every day. But he's going to make genuine connections with these people. So when they're done with the 10-day challenge, some of them are going to want to buy from him. So be sure you're spending that time watching their videos, and then of course watching a few others and doing your own video. I saw Mike's, I saw Jenna's, but I haven't seen Gilda's, I haven't seen Charles, I haven't seen Miri's. I haven't seen a lot of you guys' videos in there. Maybe you've done them, maybe you haven't today, but I'm telling you, every day do it. Even if it's just 1 minute, but remember the max is 2 minutes, but do your video. And if we need to adjust things as we're going through, shoot me a text. Let me know, give me a call if there's something that we should be changing while we're going through. But so far, it seems like it's making sense and people are taking action. Is there any questions or anything I can clarify so far based off of what you have all seen?
Laura, did you have something?
No,
Okay.
Mike, is it making sense?
I asked one question. Are we supposed to be making a video every day?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
What's the video about? Is it about the training for that day or something?
if you read the instructions, it breaks it down for you every step of the way.
Charles, go through the instructions.
Haven't been on. All right, yeah, I'll get on Facebook and check it out.
Yeah, go to the 10-day challenge and watch my welcome video and then just do the stuff and keep up with us.
How would you encourage your people to do the live videos if they're not doing the videos?
Do your own live video.
Well, I did my first one. I'll do the other one this morning, but
Yeah, and then tag them in your video and say, what's up, where's yours?
okay.
Because now you're leading by example. You know how to tag, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I just was trying to think of like verbal conversation, like if I'm talking to them and saying like, hey, make sure you get out there and.
Yeah, I would always just equate it to, you want a new thing in your life, you need to do new things. Right? You want a new banking status, you want a new credit status, you want a new relationship status, you want a new body status. You got to do new things. So here's the new thing you're doing now with us. You're going to make these lives and you're going to speak into existence, into our community, what you're trying to create.
Yeah, I just remembered too last night, Richie was saying it's kind of like Mr. Miyagi stuff. Like we're learning things that we don't know we're learning at the same time. So I forgot that's a good say. We're doing the Miyagis. So.
Just keep washing the floor.
Well, Michael, I'm doing it. I missed it yesterday because my family had a plan for my birthday last night. So that was the only time that they can get together with this Zoom meeting, dinner kind of thing. So, but I'm catching up today. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, get caught up. I was looking for your video too. I didn't see it. So, Bill, we're going to see your videos in there too.
I posted one yesterday, didn't I? Did it get on there?
I haven't scrolled through all of them. I was just wondering.
Did it?
I saw yours, Bill.
Yeah,
you were in there, Bill. You were in there.
Cool.
You can search by name, right, and find us that way up in the top of the 10-day challenge. Just search people's names.
Right, in the search in the group, not in the search in the top.
They might have moved mine to like highlighted videos to watch or something like that. Probably in like the start.
Most important top priority.
Yeah, that's probably why it's in there.
Yeah, it'll be right there. All right, well, we need to go start our dream call. We're 5 minutes late, so I know people are waiting. So let's wrap this one up. But folks, all out, full massive action inside this group, and you'll see results.
Yeah, this was a great call, you guys. So take this inspiration and bring it to your prospects. And you can sell Yeah, it's such a story in itself, just what Michael, Nate, and Richard have put together here to help you guys help other people. That in itself is unprecedented in most companies within the students themselves. So, don't take it lightly. Create something around it and remind your prospects that this is not just some free event. Like, this is a really cool challenge. All right, you guys get the point.
Well said.
Real
Thanks,
quick,
Bill.
one thing I think is really important is to go through and engage with other people. Mike said 3, but even if you could do 10, I mean, there's almost 2,000 people in the group now. So going into especially the new folks, go and listen to their story and post a meaningful response to what they shared, because they're sharing their hopes and their dreams with you, and that'll increase engagement and encourage more people to share. That's all. All right, y'all have a good day.
No, Jenna, that's great. You
Good,
guys,
Jenna.
if you do that, you will see the common thread. You guys, everybody has a dream that we talked to 2.9 out of 3 people about real estate investing.